Hello and welcome. This is Angie with thecountryshootcottage.net, here today with another fun craft project. So today we're going to make Halloween mason jars, super cute and super easy to make. So this video is sponsored by Testers, and it's actually part of their Testers Crafternoons campaign, where they're encouraging people to get together and craft and have a crafternoon for your family and friends. So I'm going to show you how to make this Halloween mason jar, and then we'll talk at the end about how to turn this into a fun crafternoon project. So what do you need to get started? So first of all, you'll need Testers Color Shift Paint in Purple Fog. Now you might be able to tell on this mason jar that the color shifts as I rotate it. And also, I just had to add a little touch of glitter. Totally optional, but you can add some glitter to your skull accent in the center. And I used Testers Intense Glitter Paint for that because it's super easy to use, one coat and a super glittery finish. Then you just pop a tea light in the inside and light it, and you have a fun Halloween mason jar. So how do you make these luminaries? Either with a candle inside or without. Let's get started making them, and then we'll talk a little bit about crafternoons. Alright, for this project you'll need the Testers Color Shift Paint, and I'm using the Purple Fog. You also need a base coat to go under the color shift, and I'm going to use black in this case. Again, the product's from Testers. And then we'll also need some glitter, intense glitter paint, also from Testers. Now this is a brush-on paint. And then you'll need some mason jars. So the only thing I have to say about the mason jars is just to make sure that they have at least one flat surface without any embossing. So you might be able to see on this mason jar, this side is embossed with a logo, but this side is completely smooth. You can find jars like this at a wide variety of outlets now. Just look for some that have a smooth side. And then you will need some masking tape and a craft knife, as well as some skulls. So here I've printed out a variety of skulls. I have this print available on thecountryshootcottage.net, so head there to get the link to print the skulls. So you will also want to clean these jars well. Rubbing alcohol is a great way to clean the jars. Just rub it on and wipe it back off, and then let them dry. And then we'll need to make our skull design. So if you want to take a piece of masking tape that's larger than the skull you're going to pick and add it to the jar wherever your skull shape is going to be. Just press that down well. Then cut out whichever skull that you're going to use. So let's use this version. We can just tape it into place directly on that masking tape. Then we just want to use our craft knife. And what we want to do here is cut through the paper as well as that masking tape. And you want to cut around the outside of the skull, as well as any internal parts that you want to keep, like the eyes and perhaps the nose holes. And then just remove anything like those internal pieces like the eyes. Just be sure to do, say, the eyes first and the nose holes, and then do the outside. Then once you've cut all the way around, you can start peeling up the piece itself, and that skull should be left on your mason jar. Now, the simpler this skull shape, the better this will turn out. So you might want to pick simple shapes. So if you don't want to go with the skull and want to use this technique for a different project, then be sure just to pick a simple shape, as simple as possible. And then we're just going to rub that well to make sure it's adhered. And this one's ready for painting. So I actually added 3 different skulls to my 3 mason jars, but you could definitely add the same skull to every mason jar if you would like. These options are completely up to you. So now let's head outside and do some spray painting. have your jars painted with the black undercoat and the purple fog color shift over the top, you can allow them to dry completely. I let these sit overnight just so they're good and cured. And now we can remove the masking from the front. So you can probably already see the paint shifting colors as I turn it, which is the beauty of the color shift paint. So find a spot where the tape, you can easily get under it and start lifting it up, and then just start peeling back slowly. Now if the paint starts coming with your masking at any one point, just use your craft knife to cut that paint in that area so that you get a nice clean line. And there you have it. My skull shape is on my mason jar. Now let's add some fun to this skull. So this is the Testors Intense Glitter in Silver. We're actually going to add that to the skull itself. Now I've shaken this really well. You want to be sure to stir or shake it really, really well to get all that glitter mixed in. And then when I remove this lid, you can really see that this is an intense glitter paint. So I'm just going to use a small paintbrush and add this glitter inside the skull shape. Now you can do as many coats here as you would like, but we're going to be putting a candle inside this and using this as a luminary. So you definitely want to make sure that you can still see the light from the inside, but the glitter just gives it a little something extra. And once you have an even coat of the intense glitter all over the area that was masked off, you can set this aside to dry completely, and then our project will be done. So easy, right? So now I have my tea light on the inside, and I have a cute Halloween luminary. Now, how do you make this a Crafternoons project? First of all, you're going to want to print those skull templates, countrysheetcottage.net. The link is in the description for this video if you can't find them. Then they can easily cut their own masking easily. Like crafters of all skill levels can do that. And then it's spray paint, right? So spray painting is something that all of us do. So it's a fun, easy beginner craft. So you want to do a couple coats of the black, one right after another. Make sure your jar is completely covered. And then you're going to want to let it dry, hour, 2 hours, and then do the color shift paint right over the top. Again, a couple of coats. And then you're going to let it dry before you remove that masking and, you know, perhaps add the glitter if you would like. So how do you do that in a Crafternoon? So first of all, start with the mason jar, let them get their black coat of paint on there, and then go to another project and do another project while that black paint dries. Then go out, again, add the color shift paint over the top, set those aside, allow them to dry while you're working on another craft project. Now, you can try to peel it after a couple hours. I would recommend waiting longer if you can, just to give that paint time to cure. If you can't wait, like you just can't wait, they can definitely peel it off. Just be really careful when you're peeling it off. Give them a craft knife. Be sure they cut around that masking tape if they need to and if the paint starts to peel. If they want to wait, send the jar home with the masking on this still on. They can peel it off the next day. Send them home with some paint. They can add the glitter accent if they want. Maybe they don't want the glitter, then it's no problem at all. They can just peel the masking off when they get home. Otherwise, invite them back for a Crafternoon the next week and have them finish it the next week while you make more great crafts with Testors. So, need more Halloween ideas for while you're waiting on your mason jar to dry, or for your next Crafternoon because you're so excited about hosting Crafternoons every weekend. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because we have tons more ideas coming for Testors Crafternoons that you don't want to miss. So thank you all so much for joining me today. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube and ask any questions in the comment section below. Let us know how you like this video. And seriously, if you love the concept of Testors Crafternoons, leave us a comment on YouTube. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you next week. Bye.